What's going on, guys? So we are going to go ahead and start working on the 240SX rear hatch. I kind of explained it in other videos of how rusted this thing is, and it's like all inside of the hatch as well. So I can't find one. I can't find one here locally or anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this rear hatch window, even though I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'm pretty sure it's going to break, but we're just going to go ahead and give it a go. I did find this tool set in Harbor Freight that might just help me do that. So let me go ahead and show you. So it's this. I have seen how it works before, but I don't know if it's gonna, do the job. These are pretty big windows. I'm pretty sure they're easy to work with because it's mostly all glass. There's not like a pillar here or something. So it might be easy to work with, but I'm still not, I still don't think that I can probably accomplish this. I think it still end up breaking, and then I'll still have to buy a whole new, hatch with glass. But it's either this or I do a horrible job fixing this rust, because the only thing stopping me, well, really, there's a whole bunch of areas that just need to be like, it's on edge with the window, and there's just no way to get any type of weld in there to make it look nice or even complete. It's still gonna have a hole in some type of way. So I wanna do this right by removing this window. So let's go ahead and start on that. All right, so here's the tool that sticks the wire through. Now, as you can see, I have the wire just like this. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be or what, but I don't think you're supposed to add so much like twirling around it, because you want to keep it as thin as possible so you can go through. So hopefully this is the way to do it and it works. So let's go ahead and try it out. So I just went ahead and removed this corner piece. This is what it looks like. This pretty much, these clips are holding it on, so they're over the trim on each side. Just get a flathead and just start pulling up. Now you might damage it like I did here, but it's just bending it. You can bend it back into place, but this is what it naturally should look like. So I removed both sides. Now you may think, oh, like, why don't you remove the rest? I don't think you can remove the rest unless you remove the window, because if you look, it's kind of like under the window. This is the window. It's kind of under it. You see, like, you would have to like slide it out or push it out in some type of way, which I don't think. It's probably glued on, so you'd have to really like hit it pretty hard. So I just don't want to do that. So now we're just gonna go from, instead of the inside, we're gonna go from the outside in.
Turn this upside down.
So I just finished doing the rear window right now, removing it from the hatch. I'm gonna go ahead and explain any problems that I came by or anything that I learned once I was removing this. And the process took me about 2 hours. Give or take, it could take 3 to 4. Take your time if you really think you're gonna hurt the window. Now, there's certain things that I noticed that made it easier. So let's go ahead and talk about those. So one thing I noticed is removing the side windows makes it way easier, because if it's on, there's gonna be a lip. So let me go ahead and show you that on the other. So here is the one that's on, and as you can see, there's like a lip here. So when you're trying to put the little knife through here, it's really difficult. So it's gonna come at an angle and it can pretty much break the glass. So I recommend removing these, or removing the hatch, whichever you wanna do. But I think it's better removing this one and keeping the hatch on, because it has more stability for you to work with. Now, another thing that I noticed when I was putting the knife on the top areas, the top corners, is I kept hitting this and it wouldn't let me like go through. So I had to angle it a little bit higher so I can go right through. Also, you want to put the knife at almost the bottom of the glue, lower part of the glue, if you're heating it up. So you pretty much saw me in the video heating the tip up of the knife. So I heated this up and it melted right through the glue for me to get in there super easy, and worked really well. Now, as you can see, I was trying to go through the bottom here as low as possible and I kept hitting something. So I think it was just me struggling here, but you want to go pretty much under the glue and not on top, like, you know, on top of the glue inside the window, because if it's hot, it could break the window and you don't want to do that. So try to go under the glue so it goes through smoothly and you don't break the window. And the way to get in, the best way to get in is removing the corner pieces. Here are the 4 corner pieces. Now, the best way to really remove these is these little bottom clips is what's holding on mostly. So you want to just pull those tabs up and slowly pry them up, and they should just come apart pretty easily. And they're in every corner. These rails are just not gonna come off. They are they're glued on and they're on the window. So they're just not, if you try to remove it, you're gonna break the glass pretty much. So just don't bother removing the main rail pieces, because you're just gonna break the window. So pretty much the whole purpose of me removing this rear window was because of this rust right here. As you can see, the window sat like right here. There was really no way for me to get in here and work on this piece and get more material to get in there. Now I do. Now I can fix this piece, because I just cannot find a rear hatch anywhere. And as you can see, it's rusted in many places very bad, but I think it's fixable. I think I can do it. And look, now it's staying up, as you can see, because there's no weight of the window. So I'm definitely have to replace these. I wish there was a way to put oil in there. I'll try to maybe figure that out. Maybe we can put oil in there and it'll live. Look at that inside, it's horrible. I have not gone through this interior. It is so bad. And I don't want to. I want to focus mostly on the outside of this car. Now, there are these tabs on each side of the rear windshield. So as you can see, I had to work my way up and I couldn't without breaking these off. So this one came out nice, but I think the other one broke. So you pretty much have you stop here. Either you keep going real strong and trying to break through, but it's gonna break the wire, or you just stop here and then come back from this side and then come back down, and that should do it. So let's see if the other one broke. Oh no, it's actually there. So the other one's in there. Best way to remove these, I think, I have no idea actually. I'm pretty sure it's glued on, so maybe just with heat, but again, you don't want to break the window. So you got to do it really careful. Maybe try alcohol and a scraper to remove it. But yeah, there's certain areas here that need to be fixed as far as rust. So I hope the video helps you guys kind of understand how to remove these. There is another video I seen on YouTube, but he has a more professional kit, and I don't know how much those go for, but I'm pretty sure it's upwards to $100. So for 17 bucks, this Harbor Freight kit does a really good job. And I still have some wire left over. I did break a couple wires, like maybe 4 or 5, and you got to be really careful because I fell back a couple of times. So yeah, just be careful with that. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask me in the comments. I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Please like and subscribe.